How many of you out there in YouTube land have ever purchased something at a thrift store? Not because it was useful or something that you'd wanted to find for a really, really long time, but rather because some aspect of a device or its design was just so completely, incredibly, ridiculously over the top that you knew you just had to have it. Well, I certainly can't speak for everyone on YouTube, but I know that I sure have. Hello there everyone, UXW Bill here once again with a video about just such an item for your viewing pleasure. Check this thing out. Is this not one of the most crazy keyboards you have ever seen? This was something I found in an area thrift store. I paid a whopping $1.55 for it, which was a lot of the reason why I purchased it. Now, at first I figured that this would be a keyboard for use with some sort of proprietary thing, like maybe a children's toy or some kind of a low-end video game system. But the keyboard itself actually does have a PS2 plug on it, so I would assume that you could plug it into almost any personal computer made within the last 25 years or so and be able to use it. I haven't actually put that to a test yet, but a little later in the video I sure will. However, that alone was not reason enough to purchase this keyboard. Nope. The thing that ultimately drove me to purchase this keyboard was the fact that when I pushed a few of the keys, I noticed that despite what I was expecting, a cheap rubber dome mushboard, this thing's key switches actually have decent tactile feel and a nice sound to them. Go ahead and give it a listen here. I don't know what kind of key switches this thing uses, but clearly they are not completely cheap and nasty. When I brought this thing up to the checkout counter, a guy behind me in line remarked, "Hey, that's a keyboard I could actually see the letters on and be able to use." And that's certainly true. If you could see anything at all, you could definitely see the letters on this keyboard. Unfortunately, touch typing on this thing is going to be some kind of a nightmare because, as you can clearly see, the home row, the A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L keys, there's no semicolon to be found where it ought to be, it's over here below the Enter key, is shifted in regard to its relation with the other letter rows. But interestingly, not the number keys. I have no idea what this thing would have come with when it was new. I don't know if it was intended for use with some sort of a children's toy, a video game system, or even a personal computer whose design was intended to cater to use by children, but I know that it's certainly a very interesting looking thing. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the back side here. There is actually a little bit of information printed on the back. As you can see, there is the word clicker and a long number. There's also a model number on there. Made in China, of course. F21KID, which again suggests some sort of child-oriented use of some sort. But no. After I thought about it for a while and brought this keyboard home, I dreamed up a rather more nefarious use for it. I also have something, if you can let me past you there for just a moment. I figured you would need a keyboard.
I think I know where you're going with this.
I thought you might like this one.
Yep, sounds good.
Well, actually, I would have
been surprised if you didn't.
I was going to do that in response to a comment that you left on one of my videos that said if I offered you that keyboard, well, there aren't the slats, I'd have it on my head or something.
Oh shit!
What happened?
Sound card is now simply recorded.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about it. I can put it back together.
Actually, you know what? I mean, it has.
Oh, I'm breaking everything down. Give me time. I'll manage to destroy everything in this room before it's over and done.
Oh crud! I forgot to bring that 8-track I was expecting to bring.
Okay, I was just joking about that keyboard.
I know.
This is the keyboard I've really got for you.
No, get that one, Scott.
We'll save that for him. By the way, you may have noticed that I wasn't shooting video outside. Mm-hmm. You're on candid camera.
What? Oh!
I thought you might get a kick out of that, and I wanted to capture your reaction on video.
So it's been just going this whole time?
Yeah, I just started it a couple minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Well, I went ahead just now and hauled a computer out of storage. hooked this keyboard up to it, and I wasn't terribly surprised to discover that it worked, but I've got to say, in all honesty, this keyboard is even less of a joy to type on than I expected it would be. I'll go ahead and give you a little demonstration here. You can't even pretend to touch type on this thing. It's just absolutely not going to happen. There's a typo. Thank you for watching, and feel free to leave a comment if you have one.